Mom, you told us always keep the garage door closed. Adults have no sense of humor.
Thank heavens for the garage door.
For why you raise the door? Now it's only half a masterpiece.
Nicholas, I think you and I should go inside the house and have a little talk about your masterpiece.
Tell me, what is wrong with my painting?
It doesn't belong on a garage.
Is it dirty?
Honey, it isn't dirty. The human body is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it.
Good. Then I'll go lower the door.
But it doesn't belong on a garage.
You're asking me to paint it over a Pushkin original?
Look at it this way, Nicholas. You can paint another Pushkin original, only this time make it yellow with white trim.
But I am a world-famous painter. People pay fantastic prices for one of my paintings.
Oh, forget it, Shirley. You're dealing with a man who's suffering from delusions of grandeur.
I refuse it to paint over my masterpiece.
Hey, there's a crowd outside.
A crowd.
Everybody loves a sexy garage.
Hey, the garage door's down. Hey, you kids, get away from that garage door.
I'll go open the door.
No, you don't.
Just trying to lend a helping hand.
I knew it. Everybody comes for to see the Pushkin original. I didn't realize everybody knew about my work.
This is going to be great publicity. First family on the block to have an X-rated garage.
Don't worry, Reuben. It isn't going to stay there.
Don't answer it. It's probably a raid.
Hello, Mrs. Partridge.
Hello, Mr. Phelps.
How could you put that disgusting thing out there with
Now, Mr. Phelps, let me handle this.
Well,
Shirley, I don't know as if you realize it, but there's a 24-foot lady on your garage with 3.5 feet of clothing.
Yes, Mrs. Monahan, I know.
Oh, well, these gracious people and I, we were wondering...
Look, enough of this sweet talk. Mrs. Partridge, you have just 20 minutes to do something about that, or...
Well, what Mr. Phelps means is that we were just wondering how long it would be before something might be done.
Mrs. Monahan, Mr. Phelps, I am trying to do exactly.
19 minutes left, Mrs. Partridge.
You needed help, kind lady?
This is the artist, and I use the term loosely.
And that is my masterpiece?
Did you hear that? A Rusky. I should have known. He's after the minds of our children.
Nicholas didn't mean any harm.
And you call yourself a mother?
Now, just a moment.
May the locust of misfortune fly into one of your ears and out out.
Did you hear that? That Rusky swore at me. Well, Mrs. Partridge, I don't like the kind of company that you keep.
And I don't like the kind of company I'm keeping right now. Goodbye.
I knew you would see it my way, kind lady. I knew you would not paint over a great painting like that.
I'm still going to paint over it. I just didn't want them telling me what to do. Keith, go to the hardware store and get some paint.
Mom, this is Sunday.
Oh, that's right. All right, kids. We're going to have to work in shifts until tomorrow.
Doing what?
Keeping an eye on that garage to make sure the door stays up.
Great. I'll go take the first shift.
Forget it. You're the one we'll be watching.
Well, it was worth a try.
Well, I told you we had to watch him. He was about to charge a kid 50 cents to pull down the door.
What can I say? I'm a businessman at heart.
Kids, leave that garage door up. Keith, you go back out there and keep an eye on...
the garage door, right?
You keep an eye on him.
Come on.
The world doesn't appreciate great art anymore. I am going to drown it my sorrows. Could I have a glass of milk?
In the kitchen.
We can paint over the garage. I found my crayons. And I found a man.
Kids, we can't cover the garage with crayons. Who are you?
My name is Sue.
A boy named Sue?
S-I-O-U-X. It's a nickname. You see, I'm a quarter Sioux Indian, so they call me Sue.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Well, I'm a reporter for The Free Life, and I was wondering if maybe...
Surely The Free Life is one of those terrible underground newspapers.
Hey, don't call names. That ain't Humpty Dumpty on your garage, you know.
My garage. It's hers.
Look, Mr. Sue, I think it might be a
You
good
should
idea.
not be talking to anybody from that newspaper, especially a guy named Sue.
Reuben, I'll handle this.
Well,
Thank you. Well, I guess you know your neighbors are pretty upset.
Oh, it's hard to miss.
Well, did you know that some of them are thinking about having you and the artist arrested?
Arrested? Look, I'll admit our garage is a little out of the ordinary, but the painting is not in bad taste.
Who cares about taste? Do you realize what this kind of publicity could do to us? We'd be lucky to get a gig at the Pussycat Lounge.
Mom? Mom, what's wrong with Nicholas?
What do you mean?
I just saw him run out to his truck and take off in a hurry.
So he ran out on us. Figures.
Hey, you must be Danny and Lori. My name's Sue.
I'm glad to...
Mom, there's even more people out there than before.
You left the garage unguarded?
Well, yeah, but I thought you ought to know what's going on.
Hey, you kids, leave that door alone.
Uh-oh. Mr. Phelps and some other people are starting to gather across the street, and they don't look too friendly.
They're starting to come this way. And they're armed.
Armed?
Yes, they each have a bucket of paint.
Why couldn't I take a nice, safe job? Like milking cobras.
All right, Mr. Phelps, that's far enough.
All right, Mrs. Partridge, this is it. We're taking matters into our own hands. It's our duty to protect the community.
You're not going to paint my garage. You have 5 different colors of paint there.
Oh, look who's suddenly worried about taste.
Oh, now, couldn't we sell this over a nice cup of tea? Oh, must we always lash out with multicolored paint?
We're going to get rid of that painted lady.
Please. Leave it alone. I like it.
Just step aside, Mrs. Partridge. We're coming through.
Leroy and Mommy alone.
Yeah, we're not lowering the door for less than 50 cents.
Well, at last we'll get a little action.
It's Mr. Pushkin.
You saved it, my masterpiece. You are a wonderful lady.
We thought you ran out on us.
Me run out? Do I look like a beaded-eyed fink? Present company exceptionalized. I want to get Mr. Henley, the curator from the Rothschild Museum from Ark.
You're kidding.
Is that true?
Yes. And after inspecting this painting, I'm convinced that you really are Nicholas Minsky-Pushkin.
From Pinsk.
You mean this man really is a famous artist?
Well, at least extremely well known in artistic circles.
I'll have to die before everyone knows I'm a genius.
You mean this painting is... It's a real painting?
It's a masterpiece and worth a lot of money.
Mr. Pushkin, how would you like to do a mural on my wagon?
Look, Budinsky, we don't want this kind of a masterpiece in our kind of neighborhood.
Well, of course, it's up to you, Mrs. Partridge, but you simply cannot paint over this lady. It really is a masterpiece.
I know. But I can't leave this lady on my garage.
There you are, Mrs. Partridge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henley.
Wow, look at all those zeros. I think I'm gonna break out in a rash.
There's still one thing I can't get over.
What's that?
I never thought I'd see my garage hanging in a museum. Nicholas, I'm going to keep just enough money to have the garage fixed, but the rest of it belongs to you.
Oh, I could not take it, fair lady. You are so nice to me.
Nobody's that nice.
Beady-eyed, you got a point there.
What are you going to do with the money?
Well, my first responsibility is as an artist. And an artist must suffer.
How can you suffer with all that money?
I have a great plan that will cause me excruciating pain. I will take this money and go to Las Vegas.
Mom, how come I can look at the garage here and I couldn't at home?
Well, because now it's a work of art.
Why wasn't it a work of art at home?
Well, then we didn't know it was a work of art.
And sometimes we don't know if something's good until someone tells us.
I liked her even before she was art.
You got a good taste.
Yeah.